So basically we're having coffee in Glasgow, and I confessed to you that I was of a travelling show background.
Yeah.
And amazingly you stayed there, you didn't walk out straight away thinking I'm not drinking with that kind of guy. So
Yes.
what to tell us about what that rang in the bells that rang in your head there?
Well, this is a really interesting project. I mean, it's a great project because it's a Scottish project. It's a part of Scottish life that people have all experienced but don't know anything about. Yeah, I mean, a really fascinating subject of, as I say, is something that is familiar to us all, particularly when we're kids. You know, the fairground, and you and it even crossed my mind when I was younger. I used to think it just would pop into your head from time to time. I wonder what kind of life those people live, and you don't think anything more of it because you could leave the shows and that's it until the next time you go. You know very little about them, but just because of your descriptions of it and your explanation of this amazing history, and then it was the stuff about the cinema, which I didn't know about, the business of the cinema being presented to the public, the early days of cinema being presented to the public in the late 19th century, early 20th century. By the show people themselves, they took up this new technology and brought the cinema to the public. I just thought, wow, that is just a great story. It is a great story, and it should be told, and most people don't know about it.
And luckily I had a wee treatment sitting there.
Yeah, a wee treatment sitting there, a wee treatment. And I mean, obviously then we obviously went ahead and to try and find some money, and I think we went to the right places because obviously they had an interest in that subject matter in marginal societies within Scotland. But just to find out a little more about the yards, about the fact that most of the show people spend their winters in Glasgow, to find out about the background of these people, to me was just, it's a big subject, it's a big project, and to me it's just perfect material for a documentary. Plus the fact there's a lot of archive around, both footage and stills. So we've got a rich amount of material still around, that still exists, and you've obviously dug up a lot more of it, So we're in a position now where we actually, once we get the feature going, we've got all the archive already, we've got all the footage, so we've got the potential to make a big project here. So for me, it's a really exciting one, and it's also a Scottish project. And we had the benefit as well of Heritage Lottery funding, which allowed us to develop the research idea, and it was really essential.
A bit of quid pro quo.
It's really essential. It's not the kind of project unless you had a budget for a year. If I had a budget for a year, to fill a full crew for a year, you say, okay, what we'll do is we'll just start turning up every day. We start filming for a year, and then we gradually find out all this stuff about the show people. You could do it that way. That's just not possible. So, but the research period was really crucial, and it opened my eyes up to a lot of things, and probably for yourself as well.
It was interesting for me, obviously, as an insider, seeing other people looking at it, and their perspectives on it were actually quite interesting to me.
Yeah, and when I, even when I mentioned it to other people, say this project, they go, hey, that's it. I like the subject matter, So, to me, it's to make a film, to actually make some kind of contribution to the archive as well, the Scottish archive, to help build up the archive, which is great on one level, but also to make a film about a subject like this, which is a kind of uniquely Scottish in a way. To me, it'd be fantastic if I could finish this movie.
I hope so. Yes, exactly. And it shows that if you're creative and you think about it, there are ways to work the system and there are ways to find money. It's not easy though, is it?
It's not easy, and it can take some time, and it can drive you crazy. And sometimes you think you're getting nowhere. Sometimes you do get nowhere. But you said you either persist or you can give up. But things can change overnight with the business. That's the film business. It can change overnight. There might be just somebody lurking in the shadows that goes, hey, we can help you. So you just got to try and find them.
Absolutely.